Hi, beautiful Aries. Welcome to a new era. My name's Emma. This is your reading, your monthly read for July of 2024. I was like, is it, is it July? Yes, it's July. It's crazy. This is for the other half of this year. It's the other half of 2024. I wonder where it went. I just saw that. Good fortune. Would you please subscribe and like the video if you do? Obviously, it really helps me tremendously. I don't know why I'm shuffling again. No. Because we only want one card. Children, know that your children are protected. So for some of you guys, this is literally about your children being protected, that your children are safe and sound. Maybe they're going through some stuff, whether how young children you have, how old children you have. Maybe like they're your children, but they're grown-ups. They're your children and they're really, really young. I'm also drawn to the grandchildren. It can be children of your children. That whatever they seemingly are going through, they're okay. They're just fine. They're safe and sound. I'm also drawn to speak about your own inner child, Aries. Like this could be your own inner curiosity, your own inner adventurous side, your own inner childlike, play-like version of yourself that wants to come out and play, and that it's safe and sound for it to do so. So maybe there's been like a somewhat of a serious side to you, like something might have been like quite serious for a while. If life has felt really heavy, or there's some incidences that has felt really like anything but fun, or for you to go on an adventure around or whatever, that maybe it even feels at times like, it's not even fun to try to bring the inner child out. It's like you don't even want to go visit with that inner child of yours. It's like maybe it's just seemingly just leads to disappointment or whatever. And this is like almost like a wake-up call, or like at least a calling to say like it's okay to visit your inner child. It's okay for you to and like what does that mean? People talk about your inner child and how you want to bring the inner child. It just means that you have how do I put that? It just means that you have saviored or kept your childlike behavior, not childish, but childlike, adventurous, curious side of you alive. And I know for a fact that, or at least in my own experience, that a lot of grown-ups have not kept their inner child or inner child characteristics alive. It becomes quite serious. It becomes quite like we know all things. Like, so now you know that. Like we think we know all things. As a child's perspective, they are like so open and so curious and so new to this world, and they ask about everything. Like nothing has a limit and everything's new. So there's something about like it's a big mesh of a lot of energy here, different energies. I feel like the inner child can teach you a thing or two right now. The curiosity can teach you some stuff. The adventure side of you can teach you some stuff right now. Okay, going deeper into this message, and we're gonna like really get to the heart of the energy here, the heart of the message for the month of July, and then at the very end. See that there's a little bit of a delay here. I don't like it. I hope it's not a delay on your end. That at the very end, we're going to ask your fairies to come out with the message. So going deeper into this message around children, inner child, what do we have for Aries, please? For the month of July. And this is give or take 20. So maybe it is 20 weeks into the future. I was not going to say 20. I was going to say 6. Maybe it is 20 weeks into the future. Okay. 10 of Summer and Princess of Autumn. This is really interesting because I was just looking at, because I have a little bit of a new setting here today. If you're a newcomer, you don't know that. But like I'm moving around basically everywhere in my home to find like the best lighting and the best work, like where I feel good in sitting, where I do these readings, so that the energy flows really well. And as I tried the light out, I just picked up this card because it's a little bit loomy gloomy, like the colors in it. And now I put it back, like really put it back, and then I just shuffled, and this is the card that came out. So there's a message with, okay, so there's a message within the message there. It doesn't have to be that mysterious. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's just the fact that you pick up a card and there it is, serendipity. Like, I don't want to shuffle to have spirit pick the cards. I don't want to sort of involve my own energy. Of course, it's going to be somewhat through my energy because I'm the reader. But like, I don't want to pull the card. I want to have the card jump out. So that I don't at least have minimal influence over it. But sometimes it doesn't have to be so mysterious. Like, we don't have to shuffle in 10 years to figure out, like, to get the right cards. You can sometimes just pick up the obvious thing that's right in front of you, and that's the message. So 10 of summer is like a really, like, that is the message. Let me just sit with this for 2 seconds. Okay, so the Princess of Autumn is very, like, this can be like you've done something around your career, you've done something like you've applied to a school, a course, a workshop. You might even have bought like your own book to read up on something at home. It might be an online course, it might something like that just has a profound one thing at a time, but a profound shift for you. I think it makes you look at things differently. If this is a course that you're taking in the month of July, you're obviously not going to know now, but I think that and if you have already started this course, when you listen to this, you will have like a sense of like, oh my God, like there are things, maybe that's like the inner child, like please let the inner child come out. Don't know so much. Does that make sense? Don't know so much. If you're open to, okay, so what if like 1 + 1, maybe not, it just isn't 2. What if it's 2-ish or 2.5 or 2 at just one instances and 2 in other instances, no, maybe 3. Like, if you just keep an open mind and not be so determined about how things are, that if we look closely here, these books are flying. They're not sitting on like a stand. If we could focus, camera, thank you. Look at that. It's not sitting on the stand. There are books flying around. We have money flying around. So this to me is like, okay, we have a spiral staircase in the back there, and we have books and books and books and books. It's like you're floating. You're coming out of, like, I just think that this is a situation for you. Taking this course or seeing this thing online or whatever this is like, it's opening doors. It can open doors. That's what I want to say. It can open doors because it's like, if you don't bring along your inner child for this, if you don't bring along your curiosity, your adventurousness, this is new to me, this is a new world to me, you can sort of be a little bit determined on how things are and you miss out on the opportunity. So this is asking, like, I feel now, like, this is why this is so important, that keep an open vessel, keep an open mind as you enter into this. And it's going to be like a success. It's going to be like oh my God, like I didn't know this about myself, or I didn't know this about the world. I didn't know this was a way to create. I didn't know that this, it just brings a new way of seeing things for you, a new way for you to understand life and understand the creational process, basically. And then there's something about the monies. So it's like the money's right there. And it might even be that this might even be the thing why you even got into this online thing to begin with, that you felt, because here on the table, we have a big chunk of gold coins. They're just sitting there. And it's like, it might even be that you have gotten into these online things to get more money, because there's a big gold coin there and it's like right out of reach. And we have a gold coin. I saw another gold coin. Yeah, right there. You maybe not, don't see it, but do you see it is sitting right next to her other hand as well? It's not in her hand. Neither of those two coins are in her hand. So it's like right out of reach. And it might even be that that's why you're going on this online thing, or taking this class, or reading this book, whatever, to really understand how to sort of harness more money. And little did you know that the money was just a way. The money was just a way for you to open up for ever so much more. Had you had all the money in the world that you wanted, you would never have gone down this rabbit hole, is what I'm getting. And then 10 of Summer. I mean, there is something around your children right now that, like, the children are playing a big role. It might even just be the influence of the children around you, or like, but this 10 of Summer, it speaks about like having a happy family life, having a happy home, feeling like content in your family setting. This is about feeling emotionally fulfilled. 10 is a completion. This is for the month of July, give or take 6 weeks into the future. So if you're seeing like something right now that you're wondering about, because we had a little bit like wondering if your children are safe, or children's children are safe, grandchildren, depending on your age, obviously. And if you don't have a child at all, like I don't even have my own child. Obviously that message isn't for you, and it's more, you can sort of rely on the inner child message there. This is about feeling fulfilled family-wise, and it's something about like coming together, working together as a unit. I see all these ants, they're not there, but I see them. Yeah, and it's just a happily family life. It seems really important for you to this. I mean, the month of July, I live in Sweden, and so a lot of people have their vacation in the big chunk of, like, that's June, July, August, obviously, but basically July. And so that can just mean that you're on vacation, you're coming together with your family, you're taking more time to actually see your family than maybe ever around the whole year. There's something big around the family. You're just, there's a coming together, there's a working together, there's a unit, there's a feeling of unit. Okay, moving on. Going deeper still. Okay, we want a different deck. It's gonna teach you how to get like a lot of money. You're gonna get a lot of money, but the money is a cover for what you will open up for. You will think that you got online for the fact of wanting to know how to attract more money, and little did you know that this was just a cover for you to truly open up for ever so much more. And that's for you to discover what that is. Okay, going deeper still, what do we have for Aries, please, for the month of July? I see now. I'm going to have to learn to work with this lighting. Okay. Oh, wow. That's a lot of cards. Okay. We're going to take them. We have another 10. We have 8 and 18. We have 2, 2. So we're going to start with the other 10, as this is your destiny. So you're being called, whatever your biggest struggle has been, it's almost like, and here's the thing, the universe doesn't sit and hold something for you, or like you can't get it, or like they're not teasing you in any way. You know, if you're in the right alignment with whatever you're seeking, you're going to have it. But so then you might say, well, I am in alignment with money, so why doesn't it come? So maybe your alignment isn't about money. Your alignment is about, you want to truly feel and access your destiny. Like, what are you here to do? And I don't necessarily mean that in the sense that what is your life purpose? It's just like, what's your reason to get up in the morning? Like, why should you feel excited? Inner child talk, all over this inner child talk. Why should you feel excited to get up in the morning? Like, you want so much to, because if you get all the money in the world and you still haven't found the sense of destiny, you're just going to be someone that doesn't want to get out of bed with a lot of money. Does that make sense? So it's not about finding the money, although that's really beautiful for you. It's why you get up. Like, you want to find your destiny. You want to figure out what your destiny is. And that's what you're trying to get in alignment with. You're just using smartly, subconsciously, perhaps, using your the money situation to get to your destiny. And this is the Wheel of Fortune, and it's starting to turn in the right direction. I see a yellow diamond there. Solar plexus, which is all about confidence, worthiness, feeling strong, like having that strength to really, the easiest way to say this is just to be you. How to just show up as you and no one else. Not a gazillion other versions of you, but just you. And it's a 10. It's a 10. We have a double 10. So it's a completion. It's a completion of the old, and we're stepping into the new. And I want to do the 2-2 here because it's a lot of play on the numbers here today. We have the sacral chakra and we have spiritual union. So those number 2s there also speaks about balance, the completion and coming into pure balance, like coming into alignment with your destiny, but also about love. And we have spiritual union. So I'm not getting too much about a romantic partnership here, although I'm rarely focused on that. I'm focused on like an overhaul message for you guys always. It can be for some of you guys that you are actually in the month of July stepping into a partnership with a romantic partner. For the rest of you, I feel like this is what you're being aiming for, seeking. So this might not even be the picture of another person. It might be like the spiritual union with your inner being, with your inner child, with your higher self, whatever label you want to put on it. The sacral chakra is about you becoming, like, you coming into the life of the chi, the flow of life, the Wheel of Fortune. We're starting to pick up pace and moving in the right direction. And as you're seeking that inner union, you're going to wake up that chi flow again. And it's 2-2s. It's big balance here. It's big love. And we have accelerated motion and shadow work. So 8 and 18. It's not 8-8 and it's not 18-18, but it's like we have 10-10, we have 2-2, and we have 8 and 18. So they're very similar, like probably showing up a mirror numbers right now. Look for those mirrors. Look for those numbers. Look for those numbers as they show up. If they're, if you start to see 2-2 everywhere, if you start to see 10-10 everywhere, if you start to see 1-1-1 everywhere, if you start to see 8-8 everywhere, 8-8-8, something that just repeats itself like that, let's stop for a moment and just go to okay, what just happened the moment before I saw these numbers? Or what are you in? What are you contemplating as you're seeing these numbers? Or what is your overall intention right now? What is your intent with this day? If you have if you don't I don't really have an intention for the day, then go to what was I thinking about? Because that is an alignment that shows up to show you this is on the path. You're doing something right now. You're thinking something right now that's in alignment with where you say you want to go. If you want to sort of reach your destiny. If it's an intent, if you really have set a clear intent for the day, this is my intention now. Here's the direction, universe, where I want to go in. And then the numbers can show up for you to show you you're on the right path. It's not necessarily the thing you just thought about a second before that. It's just you're on the right path. So we have the shadow work, and I see this is another way of saying balance, a third way to say balance or a third, not a third way, a third time to say balance. This is, and there's a lot of light workers out there, and they are so drawn to the light, and it's all about the light, and it's love and light, and it's light and light. And, that's why we don't have the balance, because if there's an overload of the light, if there's no balance between the dark and the light, there's no balance. It's just an overload into the light of things. It also can get too dark if we don't have the light. If we're just in the shadow and you're working with the shadow and you're just only with the shadow and the darkness of that which is you, it becomes too heavy. So there's like a thin line between just keeping both sides alive and keeping both sides equally important, that the light is not better than the dark. It's just and there's something here. You're starting to really find that center point or midpoint of like, okay, I'm starting to learn that darkness is not necessarily bad. It just makes up for, if we go into the universe with all the darkness, the dark matter that is just there, it's black, it's dark. And it's if you look into the energy of that, it's like the lightest, brightest, most wise and loving energy that you can find anywhere in the cosmos. What do I know? But so they say. And so it's like, it's not that we want to get rid of the darkness, we just want to find balance in it. Does that make sense? And so there we have a shooting star. We have this is like a wish fulfillment. This is when you're starting to really see things come into fruition. And as you now in the month of July, as you now read up on something, come across some information, get deep into that book, or get onto this online course or an in-person course, or like whatever this is, like information, that things are really going to start to speed up. You really have set out now to find the chi, to find the reason for being here, destiny. And as you do so, accelerate emotion. I mean, we have the destiny card with the wheel. So it's like the Wheel of Fortune is starting to pick up pace. Like the lace of the past is over, and you're going to start to see accelerated motion. Like it's going to start to pick up really quickly. What is your reason, what you're finding the reason to be to get up in the morning? Find meaning to be here. It doesn't even necessarily mean that you're changing jobs or changing relationships or changing anything. It just means that you, all of a sudden, it just clicks why you're here. And serves a purpose. It serves that's what I'm doing. Now it all makes sense. And that's a beautiful place to be in. Like it's yeah. Okay, we're gonna have the fairies as an end point here. Bring some messages to Aries, please. Aries fairies. Aries fairies. Ooh, that went dark. Aries fairies, what do you have for them, please? For the month of July. It's a really beautiful energy here. Beautiful reading. Trust your intuition. Move forward without fear and kindness. Love this. It's in Swedish. Lita på din intuition. Trust your intuition. This is also very much like being in concert, being in connection with the universe, but also like your inner child. I find that if you find it tricky to have a conversation or to have a connection with the universe or with your guides or with your angels or whatever, just go to your inner child. And if that's like tricky, like how do I go to my inner child? Well, just seek out where you can get curious about life. Where can you get curious? Where can you get adventurous? Where can you get open to, I don't know anything about this, or maybe I don't know everything about this. Like, just take that on, and you're going to start to connect in ways that you probably didn't know. And then trust what's being given to you. Trust how to move forward in life. Excuse me. And then move forward without fear. This is interesting because it's both of these are very like, we're out in the woods, the colors are a bit, again, doomy gloomy. It's not doomy gloomy. I mean, in another way, we'd say this is just nature colors, and they're the most gorgeous. That's where we feel the most content, is around nature colors. But they are like a little bit dark, and röra sig framåt utan rädsla heter is the first one. Move forward without fear. And if you see down here, they're little fairies, like being on your path. Little fairies wanting to help you. Hello, like waving there. Hello, please move this way. There's a frog, I just realized, and the frog is speaking about like find little joys on your path. Find joy wherever you can. It doesn't have to be overjoy. Just small little things to feel happy about. And to not set up like, yeah, it's a feeling of having to tread lightly. If I move forward, if I step there, am I gonna hurt myself? Am I gonna hurt myself on this rock? Am I gonna drown in the water? Am I gonna slip? Am I gonna... And this is really inspiring you to like move forward without fear. Instead of saying, I want to do that, but I can't because this blah, 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 you know, to just to the best of your ability, try to erase that whole notion of why you can't do anything, but rather go into, I want to do this. And then just sort of slowly but surely move forward. And then kindness. And I think that this is toward yourself, Aries. Like, the more kind you are to yourself, the more you're going to attract kindness around you. The more volatile, the more hostile you are against yourself, the more hostility you're going to feel around you. And I just feel like as you move forward with an open heart, with a curious heart, and with the adventure intention, then maybe there's like a little fear. There's fears creeping up there. Like, can I do this? Can I move forward? Am I worthy to move forward? All of those questions. And as you move forward, just to be kind. I say this all the time in my private readings, like when I like one-on-ones, I hear myself over and over again say, be kind to yourself in the process. Just be kind to yourself in the process. Because it's like, we judge ourselves for like, how I'm at this age, how come I don't know this already? Or how come I chose this path? Or how come it's more judgment than kindness. If you just from here on out, just for no apparent reason, just because you can, start to treat yourself kindly, the universe will show up the same. I think there's a like pride in a very good way. As you start to move forward and as you start to put more investment and time onto yourself and like really set out like, what is the intention? I want to find my destiny. I want to find the reason to why I'm even getting up in the morning. That once you start to walk that path and you're starting to be more kind towards yourself, I think that the wings that you're growing, the wisdom that you're growing, the openness that you're going to find, the wisdom that you're going to find, it's almost like you take pride in it because you understand that finally, like you're walking forward on your own behalf with your own intention and you're starting to see a shift. That's for the month of July. That's a really, really beautiful message. Okay, guys, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me a lot. And it has really started to skyrocket a little bit. I don't know what happened last month, but something just took off and I really, really enjoy it. So if you please would like to help me more, then subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. It does. And the likes to the video, obviously, if you like it. Don't give me a thumbs up if you don't like the video. But if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and take care. Have a beautiful summer or winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Bye, guys.